Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back with my sister Hannah, and today we're gonna talk about weak passwords and why you should not have them. So, Hannah, what do you think a weak password is?
I know this because when I try to create a new login site, when I try to enter a new site and they ask me to write a password, they always tell me that I need to incorporate at least one number and one capital letter.
So, what is a weak password?
A weak password is a password that doesn't have a capital letter or a number, at least one number.
Okay, I agree with you, but I have a few things to add. In my opinion, a weak password is same as what you did, but to add is a previously used password. That would be considered as a weak password, and a password that is present in a data breach word list. So, I mean, if you have looked at news in the past, we've heard of this company had this data breach, and then they also have their passwords breached. And then it's a good practice to check if our password is present in that list, because that would be the list used by attackers to brute force or to try against any email passwords. So I want to show you a picture. Have you seen this picture?
Okay, so let's see. How long will it take to crack your password?
Yes.
If it's only numbers and I only have three digits, instantly 8 seconds. Even if I have mixed lower and uppercase alphabets, it will take 8 seconds. Okay, that's really quick. Let's see, mixed numbers, lower and uppercase alphabets, 3 minutes. Even if I have 6 characters, it only takes 3 minutes.
Well, from my experience, many factors come into play when trying all possible passwords for a given username, right? I mean, this is assuming that the attacker knows your email or username, right? Because that means they only have to guess the password. It's a technique called brute forcing, trying all possible combinations of passwords for a username. And if we talk about brute forcing on a web application page, if there's a username and password login on a website, there are many factors that come into play. Like one is the number of requests the web server can accept. If it's only 5, then that means you cannot send more than 5 requests per minute because the server won't be able to process it. So that's one. And then the second one is the number of CPU available on the attacking machine. This would correspond to how many requests you can send to the web server. The third one is the speed of your internet, because when you send a login request on a brute force, the server will respond either the password is correct or incorrect, right? And that takes time if your internet is slow. So that's also a big factor in it. And the last one, of course, is the password complexity. Just as you saw on the table, the more complex your password is, and then the harder and longer it is for an attacker to brute force your login.
Okay, so I guess it's kind of accurate when you see in this like movies that the hacker only literally takes seconds to crack your password. I mean, if they don't use very difficult passwords, then it actually is that quick, right? To hack in. Okay, so what about the one-time passwords that I get from my text messages? Sometimes when I'm trying to log into to certain apps on my phone, they tell me that I have to enter a one-time password, and they'll send it directly to me through text messages, and I don't even have to type anything. My phone will automatically fill that in for me. How safe are those things?
Let's actually try that out. I have prepared a vulnerable web application. This application is meant to be vulnerable, but it's okay. I hosted it on my computer, so your information will just be stored here and nowhere else.
Okay.
So if you can go to that website, that one, yeah. And then there's a login/register. So I want you to register there.
Okay.
And then put in your username as unicorn.
Okay. Unicorn. Should I use some numbers?
No.
No? Okay,
Yeah,
just unicorn.
Just unicorn. And then for password, so usually one-time passwords are 4 digits or 6 digits, right? So choose any 6-digit random number.
Numbers, just numbers.
Yeah, just number.
Okay.
But don't tell me the number yet.
Okay. So I get to be creative with this.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna prepare the brute force script.
Okay.
You done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many digits? 4 or 6?
4. Should I do the 6?
No, it's okay. you can leave it 4.
Okay. It's actually very easy to guess, but I'm not creative at all.
Okay, so username was.
Should I click create account
Oh
now?
yeah.
Okay.
Create that first. Okay.
Wait. Okay, account created.
Account created,
for
yeah,
unicorn, okay.
that works. I can set that the password field will be, brute forced. With the payload of numbers only. No, brute forcer, and then just numbers. Minimum length 4, maximum length 4. So there's like 10,000 possible combinations. And let me increase the threads here. 50, retries 1, pause 1. And let's see if I can guess what your password is. Takes a while. It's at 200.
So this program will try and figure it out. So basically they're testing out every possible combination of numbers until it actually is allowed to sign in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that's why, my computer and the local network only supports this kind of speed. If it's faster, then it's faster.
Okay, so now I see how like having more characters in your password and having capital letters and other combination symbols and like that would at least make it longer for someone to try and hack into my password.
Yes, exactly. Okay, I think I found your password. Is it 2468?
Yep.
So that wasn't actually too long. That was about less than 5 minutes to guess that for possible number combinations.
Yeah, but that's only because my password was only 4 digits, and I didn't even use any characters and uppercase letters or symbols, right?
Well, that would definitely make it a lot harder. So I want to show you another possible combination here. So there is a tool called Crunch, which is used to generate words out of character sets. And if we follow this command right here, so you can actually see which character sets you want to generate your words with. So let's start with the top, or no, let's just start with here. L alpha means lower alpha. It's just lower alphabet characters, and then L alpha space is lower alphabet with space, and then you also have with numbers and with symbols and etc. So if you have, let's actually generate some words here. So for example, if your password is just 6 characters, so this is a command, crunch, minimum of 6 characters and maximum of 6, and then with a character set of that previous file I just showed you, and then let's try L alpha numeric, which is lower alphabet and with numbers. So let's see how many combinations we get out of that. So that will actually generate about 21 million, not sure what this number is, and it's actually going to eat up 14 gigabytes of storage space on my device. And if you use a more complex character set like this one, mix alpha numeric all space SV, so that will give about 10 million lines, and that's about 7,200 gigabytes. And imagine, so this, I already don't have enough space on my computer to generate, to save all that file. So that's only 6 characters. Imagine if it's like 12. You'll get 10,000 petabytes. That's about 1 million terabytes or 1 billion gigabytes. I don't. That's a really big storage.
And that's only to hack one person's information, right?
Yes, that's only to guess. One account with
so
one username.
how do hackers do it when they hack like a whole banking website and they get a lot of people's information?
So usually they get into an account not from brute forcing. Brute forcing, for me personally, I find it not reliable because there's endless possibilities in guessing someone's password, right? Usually, hackers get into banking websites or their database from other vulnerabilities, and we'll discuss that in the next chapters.
So what can I do from a user's perspective, other than making my password more complicated and lengthy?
So you can also make sure that for each different applications, use a different password. So if a hacker knows your Facebook password, he wouldn't be able to know your Google password because it's different, right? And then just like your home, you don't have the same key for all the doors, right? You have a different key for your room and your gate.
Yeah, I think that's a mistake that most people make, is they keep using the same password and password.
And then the application also has a mechanism to prevent brute force. They use a thing called rate limiter. So what it does, it limits the rate of your request per second to that endpoint. For example, the login endpoint.
Ah, I see.
So that means different companies have different implementations of rate limiting, but the idea is that if you pass a certain number of threshold, for example, 5 requests per minute, then your account or IP might get blocked. Depends on the company policy. So that would prevent any hacker from trying to brute force your account.
But if my passwords are long and complex, I also have problem remembering it. So do you have any tips on how I can still use a long password and still be able to remember it?
I use a password manager. So what this does, it really helps me generate secure passwords, long, complex, and random, right? And then it'll store it in a vault. Think of it like that, in a vault where you store all your valuable items. In this case, it's your passwords. And then all you need to do is remember one master password, which is the key to the vault. If you have that, then you can log into the vault and see what password you have for Google or for Facebook, and they can be different. It also has a functionality to check if you have reused a password, and then it can help you change it.
So I can use this, what do you call it, password manager, on my laptop and on my phone as well?
Yeah, they have a browser extension. I think they also have a application for your computer, and they also have a mobile app. There are many choices you have. Just look it up on Google and see which one best suits you.
Okay, so thank you, Fahri. So today I learned the importance of using a strong password and making sure that I use a different password for all of my apps. And if you are someone that's forgetful, then you can always use a password manager. So that's new information for me. So I will definitely check that out. Thank you.
Thank you.